Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another podcast episode of The Questionable Perspective. I'm your host, FGC Chris, here with my co-host, Mr. phdjeshua. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Just playing some games off stream.
Yeah, I saw what you were playing. What was that 5-in-1 House? That Korean dating sim? What is what it's
Yes, that,
called?
that God has blessed us with.
I don't know what we're gonna do with you. Just, just you ever go to
Like,
South
I'm not
Korea?
gonna do like everybody else. If I stream it, I'm not gonna be like everybody else and go for grand. I'm gonna go for a different one.
I have no idea what he's talking about, folks. But I wish him luck on his path
He
that he
knows what I'm talking
chooses.
about. He just don't want to admit it.
I don't know which one of those 5 girls you're talking about. Just good
You
luck.
can't, Grant. You can't help Grant because Grant is on every promotional thing you see.
Fair enough. Here, you want me to play it? Gift it to me, and I'll play it. I'll stream it for you. It's the only way I'm playing that damn game. There's only one other visual novel I will actually probably stream, and I got to go see if I can find it again.
I know because
Anyway,
I'm most likely going to be streaming tomorrow if I can for at least an hour.
do what you can, sir, for streaming. But just to get this out of the way, folks, what we're going to be talking about, the two main points, is going to be Steam's update on what they view as a season pass. Well, this is definitely a win for the consumers. And then the other main topic will be the controversy that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been dealing with on their World Tour qualifiers. Oh boy.
Yep. So I guess we can go ahead and jump straight into Steam and their new update to their season pass policies.
All right, let me swap on over. All right, folks. Now, this is just directly from Steam itself, where they redefine what a season pass is and everything. A lot of companies that have had some games will say fail. People have bought the DLC, the season pass, they never delivered on it. But most of the time, I'm trying to think of examples of games that have not delivered, but I cannot think of any. But they're, what was it? I'm trying to think here because I had it on the tip of my tongue. I think a good example I could probably use would be like Concord. They did give out refunds and all that. I don't know if any that had a season pass or not, but there are some game companies that won't refund that money and just pocket it. But Steam has been stepping in now as to giving the consumers a fighting chance, we'll say, basically, because they want you to show everything that's in that season pass, and they'll allow for delays and such, which is under even delay and canceling. These also will have this stuff linked in the description because we're not going to spend too much time on this. But Mr. Chris, what do you think about this new update on their guidelines for season passes?
Well, I think, like you said, it's a good thing for the consumers that basically you can finally know exactly what you're paying for and what you're getting for your money instead of just, hey, we got a season pass, pay for it, and we'll eventually tell you about it later. Because me personally, I don't even really buy season passes, especially when it comes to like fighting games, because that's mostly what I play. I usually wait to see the character, and probably I buy depending on whether or not I want to play the character. If I don't want the character, I don't buy them. Like I got a bunch of like Tekken. Like the only person I bought was Lydia, and I had to buy the season pass to get her so I get all the other characters. But outside of that, I pay for the characters I want to pay for, not the characters just all together. To me, it's just a smarter business move for people.
Some people, the only game I can think of that where, because as soon as Street Fighter 6 dropped, they showed all of Season 1. They showed all of Season 2. So there's like no more, I won't say some games won't do it anymore. Mystery Silhouettes, Tekken 8, it's like one of the few remaining fighting games I can think of because we're still on season 1 and the last character is still to be announced. And I believe it's going to be announced at the World Tour finale, which is next week, I
I
believe.
believe so. And I think it's in is it in Taiwan?
I don't remember. I'll have to go look that up later. But some other game companies outside of relatively the fighting games, which sort of niche, but you'll have a lot of games like Call of Duty, which give you a ridiculous season pass that goes like 20, that's 100 levels. You can pre-purchase them and everything, but I mean, they show you what you're getting, but it's a bit very predatory because just the way, just looking at Call of Duty as an example, there's definitely some issues where there's a pay to win with some of the guns at some of the season passes. A nice thing is that Steam has put out is if there is a delay, they will allow it up to 3 months. And anything after that, they will be stepping in and speaking on your behalf, getting you a refund and such, as like stated right here. They will basically give you a warranty. And even stuff like if you get a deluxe or premium edition of the game, you need to say what you're getting and make sure that also all the individual DLCs contained in the season passes, that it's just something a lot of these game companies are going to need to start keeping an eye out for and make sure they do it. Because besides me giving grief on California, they do have good consumer laws. Like, I give California credit for that.
Yeah, and sometimes I do, but sometimes I kind of do put a little bit of it on the customers because you should actually be reading the descriptions of basically what you're buying before you buy it. Because a lot of times those season pass, they have especially on Steam, they have a list of saying, okay, when you buy this, you're getting this, 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 and this. But a lot of people just buy stuff and don't and assume that things are going to be in there that they want.
Well, remember there was that debacle with Tekken 8, where when Heihachi was released, the stage was separate, and everybody usually assumes that, like, I bought the Ultimate Pass, the stage would be included, but
I wouldn't assume that.
It's not stated anywhere. That's the thing. It's not stated anywhere that you're getting that stage.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, why are y'all upset? It didn't say you were getting stage when you bought it.
Well, the thing is, like, when you pay, like, say, you have two different versions. You have the Ultimate Season Pass and you have the normal one, which they gives you. And I apologize, folks, for just using fighting games as a simple example. You get the 4 characters. Here's their colors and costumes that you get. Here's the ultimate one. Here's the extra costumes, colors, whatever other stuff. It may include stages or not, but some people are still under the assumption of getting that.
Yeah, but even when it comes to some of the other games, it's like, okay, well, what if I don't want this other stuff and I just want this thing here? And because most games do sell the stuff individually, it might be a slightly higher. You might pay like, instead of paying like the $50, you might pay like $5 to $10 for it. And you got stuff like Mortal Kombat was like, well, you're either going to pay the $50 for the whole thing, or you're not going to be able to buy any of it.
Yeah,
and that's where I didn't like. Oh, you want to buy these DLC characters separate? No, you got to pay for everything, even the characters you don't even plan to touch. You'll never play them a day in your life. You still got to pay for them.
That's kind of nuts. Being, what was it, $60?
Yeah, I think it was 50 or 60. And I'm like, well, what if you only want Sector or Cyrax and you don't want these other characters, but you have to pay? You're basically paying for the story mode expansion more so than the characters.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, okay, it's not worth it.
With NK11, it was like, I think $40 or whatever. You got the 3 characters in the expansion.
Yeah, but even when they did that with MK11, you could still buy those characters separately
Yeah,
if you wanted to get them.
it's kind of nuts they didn't do that, but that's just among the other amounts of crazy controversy that MK1 has. Ooh, I
Yeah,
truly
but
do. Go ahead.
I said, but for overall, this is actually good for the consumers to actually know what they're paying for and having the option to either pay for it or not.
Yeah, and just a side note, I don't know if you saw this or not, Mr. Chris. I'll send you the video link later. Next, you know that computer company, right? Next,
Somewhat.
NZXT. Well,
Oh yeah.
they have a subscription program for computers, not a rent to own subscription.
So whether you buy a PC from them and you have to pay
You're paying
monthly
month.
on it,
Yeah, that's
or
it.
if you miss a payment, they come pick it up.
You got to ship it out. Yeah. Gaming Nexus got a whole video on it. I was baffled at what I was reading and saw.
Good luck with that.
Well, I mean, like, what was it? A lot of these places that are like rent to own, I've seen like PS5s or whatever when they first dropped. You pay $20 a week, and you pay like $1,000 something for PS5. I was like, might as well just
Yeah,
buy it off eBay for that much that time.
yeah. Cause rent to own is all because you're paying more interest than anything. So if you talking about the PS5 was like $500, you're basically going by the time you end up paying for it, yeah, like you said, you'll be on bought two PS5s for the price of the one you just paid for.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts reading that. But anyways, back on this. Just everybody, when you go to buy something, just make sure you read about what you're getting. Try to read the fine print. I know sometimes they won't include it in the fine print, but at least you know on Steam you can read at what you're getting. If nowhere else, you can find at least a honest place to get it from. Because Steam just all Steam has to do is just a few little things, and they just keep winning. It's just funny. Great platform.
Somewhat.
Well, here's the thing, you've got Ubisoft with their own thing, Epic Store. EA has their own, I think. No, EA is. I can't remember. But they don't know how to make a proper platform to buy stuff from. Like Steam has like given you the perfect layout. Just copy pasta, but they fumble the ball very hard. I don't understand.
I'm talking more so Steam basically saying that all you have is a glorified rental. You don't actually own any of your games.
Well, that's kind of a lot of that's pretty much with a lot of the digital stuff. That's why I tell people to buy physical. That copy's in
It's
my
another.
hand.
What's the other one though? It's another one that's basically like when you buy from us, you own this game.
I
I can't remember the name of it. It's this. Was it Epic Store?
think Epic Store is along the same lines, but I mean, if the Epic Store ever goes down, you're out. You're out of that digital product. I mean, a lot of
True.
because remember when PlayStation updated a lot of their stuff, like people lost a ton of stuff in their digital libraries.
True. And you ask me, and you wonder why I'm a physical collector.
I never wondered. I know. All right, folks, we're gonna move on to the next section now. Some of y'all may know who this is. Some of y'all may not. Oops. This guy played in the Dramatic Showdown's Japan qualifier. He lost to exploits that Shiro and Hillister used, but they were banned. But he did, and they did nothing about it. What was off stream? Basically, we'll get into this. I'll show the cup and all that. But the first tournament, well, even before this tournament, there was not an exploit that was found, but you can go up and down very fast, super dashing, basically.
Because
And
basically, this is more so an exploit with the androids because the androids, when they fly or use certain moves, they don't use any key, so they can just fly forever.
well, they don't charge key.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
what I'm saying.
thing.
They don't use any key. So when they fly, like every other character, if you fly, you lose key.
No, flying up and
Uh,
down doesn't cost you anything from what I saw.
No, it's just with the androids.
But since they can't, they gradually just build it over time, but they also steal it too. Because a lot of people use 19 and 20 as Dr. Zero and, or no, it's whatever his name looks like Kim Jong Un and Dr. Zero. But in this clip, you'll kind of see what we're talking about. We'll let the clip just play.
So chat, this is what I want you to clip. I want you to clip right here. So like right here, I hit him. Cool. Trying to play the game. Still have a fighting chance. And then what does he do? He's gonna start running away, chat. And I can't catch him. I can't catch him. I can't catch him. He has infinite key. There's no reason trying to dash. There's nothing to do. Like I can't catch him. Like it's pointless. He's showing me that I cannot touch him. He's showing that I cannot touch him, chat. He's showing that I cannot touch him. He is trolling me right here. He is trolling. He is trolling. He is trolling. He is trolling. And then he comes and grab me. Right? Like, yeah. Somebody clip that, please. Somebody please clip that. Thank you. So, chat, this.
Basically, as y'all saw, the android does it. Every character can go up and down with that super dash going up and down, but if you like super dash at somebody, you will use meter. The up and down part doesn't. I don't know what it is. It was an early. I don't even say it's an exploit. It's just something early on everybody found, but didn't really do anything with. But then you throw in, as you saw what Android 19 did there, just stole a bunch of literally just absorbed energy. Literally, we got like what 2 bars and a half, almost off that. I'm like, what do you do? And I mean, it's within the game. It's not really like an exploit, like it's an infinite combo, like we have in like Marvel versus Capcom and all that. But it's so weird because people thought in the first go around this was going on, both these people got banned, by the way, for doing this. And then during the tournament footage, they switched over to the commentators. I was like, the way this game is played that's optimal. I know people hate hearing that, but it is optimal play for that game. I know some people may not understand that, but when it comes to like optimal play, it may not look like the best, flashiest thing in the world. Like, I mean, I'll use a real world example. You get, say, we'll use boxing. You got someone that's a defensive boxer against someone that's an aggressive boxer. The defensive boxer is going to outlast the offensive boxer. The offensive boxer is going to wear himself out. And then the defensive boxer will just go in for the knockout. I mean, that's just one example. But I mean, within fighting games, there are mechanics within the games that we may not like. But I mean, you have all that. For an arena fighter that this is, it does have some, it's pretty deep. And it's pretty fun. But when you have people using just, I mean, the high tier stuff is, I mean, you either adapt or lose. And one guy was forced to change characters and ended up losing. Now, I believe these are his responses for what happened in that first match with him, anyways.
Really? That's bad. That's yeah, bro. Let me continue because I know y'all trying to get these clips. I'm so sorry. After I responded, I said it's over. I lost the exploits. I'm gonna drop the clips. This dude right here, Bussy Man. Thanks for participating. You just gonna ignore? Then he said, "No, we got the results. Appreciate you, fam. We got the result. This is the one. This the one. This one right here. That's the one right there. That one." That's the one. That's
Let's go to the other next clip here.
he literally.
And by the way, there are no rules against what people are doing right now. There's no. Just let people know, like within Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there is a limit onto how many loops of the infinite combo you can do. I believe some tournaments state it's 3. Some don't have any specifications on these rules. That just may vary. But this is where they're getting some of these players at.
Literally, if you look in the clips, real quick, if you look in the clips, he got behind me. He did key blast loops. That is untechable. There is no mechanic in your game to fight against that. Therefore, it is an exploit and it is broken and it does way too much damage. All right. The next thing I'm gonna say, he ran away with the androids, and there are plenty of clips of him running away. He ran away so good with the android. After he took out one of my characters, he ran away infinitely, and I couldn't find him for a good chunk of the match because he was running away with infinite key, which is an exploit. All right, that is wrong. That is unfair. All right. Yeah, and then he taunted me in the end doing the same thing that was done in a previous tournament that got players DQ'd. He went up and down and he trolled me. That is unsportsmanlike conduct, and I am offended. All right.
And I think every character can do it. I don't think it's just the androids. As I said
No,
earlier.
it's that they can go up and down, but it's that fact that the androids don't use up
Any
any
key.
key when they fly.
Huh.
Because every other character can go up and down, but you're using key, so eventually you'll run out.
All right, here's another example. So he's going to use. So what he says in this one.
And keep real quick, keep in mind, they did this shit, chat. They did this shit after I told them I'm about to report them. They made themselves visible. They stopped doing the infinite run shit.
Damn.
After I said
That is a
I'm
lot of
gonna report
damage.
them. So like, this is whack. Like, this is mad whack. And then he hits me with a fucking key blast loop, untechable by the way. Hard knockdown, love to see it. And he's switching, keeping his health. This is bullshit. Keep going. Nothing. It's untechable. So look, the when it's in the front, you can tech key blast loops. It's fair. But from the back, it's untechable. You can't revenge counter or nothing. You just have to hold that. You can't explode.
I didn't think the damage was that bad. Hell, I thought you would fall out.
Mm.
I guess not. Because I know you took a lot of damage in the back when someone's hitting you, but you could banish it or whatever after a little bit. Let's see how what he says in this clip.
He literally, if you look in the clips, real quick, if you look in the clips, he got behind me. He did key blast loops. That is untechable. There is no mechanic in your game to fight against that. Therefore, it is an exploit and it is broken and it does way too much damage. All right. The next thing I'm gonna say, he ran away with the androids, and there are plenty of clips of him running away. He ran away so good with the android. After he took out one of my characters, he ran away infinitely, and I couldn't find him for a good chunk of the match. All right, that thing that was.
As he said, it was done in a previous tournament where both players were using the. Excuse me. Were using that. It's kind of crazy.
Mm.
That, it is crazy that exploit is in there, but if it's not stated in the rules, the rules it does state like an exploit, but
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 here. And Dragon Ball Sparking fans probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say.
Oh god, the comment section already.
But if you went into this game trying to make this a tournament game, you are retarded.
They are
I
hard.
played. I got this game on day one, and I played it for a day, and I knew this game was broken beyond belief. I mean, this game is not a tournament game. It's a party game. It's a brawler game. The fact that you're trying to make it a tournament game, even though the the people who created this game told you to your face, this game is gonna be unbalanced as all out. And everybody in the community, in the Dragon Ball community, said, "Yeah, leave it that way. Make it broken." Now, when it comes out and it's broken, and y'all getting embarrassed online, now all of a sudden the game's broken. They need to fix this. They need to patch that. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was basically running rup shot.
Well, any of the
Nobody cared.
fusions were. It was all fusions, basically.
These characters are super overpowered. When you go into ranked matches, you're gonna run into probably Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Vegito, androids. That's pretty much all you're gonna run into the
Well, don't forget,
entire time.
Don't forget there was Yajirobe too. Since
Yeah, they've come up and nerfed him a bit, but he's still annoying.
It's funny.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was trying not to snicker.
But I'm just like, when I played that game, as soon as I played that game, I'm like, okay, I'm not taking this game seriously. And I have not even played that game probably 2 or 3 days after I bought it. And if I was being straight honest, if I could have got a refund from Steam, I would have got a refund. Like, don't start complaining about the broken stuff that's in this game when they told you it was going to be broken. Now y'all want to complain about it because y'all trying to make it a tournament game when it ain't a tournament game.
That's completely fair. But I'll defend them a little bit. I was not expecting an infinite key blast in the back loop. To be fair, I was not expecting that to be a problem.
Oh, but this stuff has been going on like ranked matches since the game came out. All these infinites and these loops and all this stuff has been known for a while, and y'all still wanted to host a tournament for this thing.
I didn't know anything about the key blast stuff.
Oh yeah, I knew about the one when they were flying up and down. Said, "Yep," because the androids they're never gonna run out of keys. So it's like and there's nothing in the rules saying they can't do it.
Yeah, and oh boy, and it was boring to people. So they're like, "You're not playing this seriously." In that first tournament, I was like, "They're playing it seriously. You're not stopping them from using it." What? I was like, "What do you want?" Actually, now that I think they said they were colluding or whatever. What was that one time?
Yeah, because they were saying they were both colluding basically to protest the game to show Bandai Namco how broken the game was by doing that.
What wasn't it Smash tournament that so two people were actually colluding? Because this has been a minute since.
It might have been Smash.
Huh, crazy. But
I'm like, hey man, you think Bandai cares? No. They might send out another patch or two for this game, but they're done with this game.
There'll probably be a couple more patches. They got DLC coming out, so they're not gonna let it fall flat. Now, here's his conversations with the TOs, because this is where I think it falls in line for the TOs when you know something's happened. But then again, I don't think they have competent TOs for this. So no offense to whoever the TOs are, but if you're going to be organizing a tournament, you need to be aware of the exploits and everything and have rules in place. But hey, I don't make the rules, so I can't say anything else on that. Let's see here. Blank was using exploits live on stream. I have clips. What's going on? Please elaborate. Love on Twitch. He was doing the key last loop from the back, running away. It's unfortunately part of the game, so please continue. I was like, because France was the one where they did this. please play the match. I was like, you need to play the match out. You don't know what happened in France. See, this is where this TO messed up. Like, you don't know what happened. I'm like, we all saw what happened, you numbnut. It's on the big screen.
At that point in time, the TOs need to say, okay, this is going to be the rules. The androids, if you pick either you're going to ban the androids or you're going to basically limit how much they can go up and down. Those are your only two options. Because I feel like they had every right to DQ. I would have DQ'd the other guy.
See, this is why I'm glad I'm not in this position. Because I'm kind of glad Retro and everybody else are not taking that game seriously. I really wanted to, but considering I was like, just looking at the game, I was like, this is just gonna be some fun button mashing, call it a day.
That's why, like I said, it's like the game has lost, I believe, 80% of its player base already.
That's on Steam. To be fair, that's probably on Steam. Now,
yeah, but there's no crossplay in this game.
Yeah, that sucks. But a majority of people probably did buy it on PlayStation 4 and 5.
And I could tell you now, it's probably the same thing with the PlayStation.
I don't know now.
I would guarantee, I will bet money that a huge amount of people that bought that game have already dropped it.
I can't say anything because I can't see the numbers for the PlayStation, but I think there's a huge player base on the PlayStation. Because remember, the nostalgia factor is a thing too. This stuff,
but nostalgia only goes so far.
Is this true?
Because once you get into that game and you just see how broken and unbalanced that game is, it's like, okay, you're a player for a living. You're a player with your friends, people you know, but you're not gonna be like, let me go online and play some rank. Nah, I'll pass on that one, buddy.
Wait a minute. I didn't pay attention to this. Hold on. I just now realized this. He was playing against the Pool 1 admin. Or am I wrong here? I'm let me back this up here. My brain. I don't want to misspeak here. I think it was that. Huh. That's no. Maybe, I don't know. I think I may just misread that. I swore I think.
Either way it goes, it's a black eye on the game itself.
Yeah. But
and I'm like, they keep talking about this game needs to be at Evo.
Probably not happening. Probably not happening.
I can already tell you right now, if that happened on the Evo stage, I would guarantee you they would probably kill the stream and wouldn't even stream it no more.
Oh, you're right. People would dip as fast as they could. Oh man,
right, I think it would be disrespectful to even have that at Evo. It can be a side tournament.
Yeah, that's about as where I see it being, as a side tournament.
Like I would rather see Dragon Ball Fighters instead of them making this game. I would have really wished they would have just made Dragon Ball Fighters too.
I agree with that. But oh man, it just sucks seeing this game in that state because it's fun and it's a return to Budokai, but it just When the only thing I can say is they're going to have to definitely
They got a lot of
really.
overhauling to do in that game.
Most of it's fine. It's just fixing these exploits, like the
You mean
back.
you mean having the Vanish Wars?
Well, that was always in all of them. So that
Not like this.
now where you can't vanish like a back key blast loop like that. What was that? 20 something hits. It's like you've got to be kidding me. Now, see, you should fall out like after 5 blasts or something. It shouldn't do that much damage. Now, if you're hitting somebody physically with a bunch of hits, that's fine. I mean, I understand, like, you're hitting somebody in the back, they're vulnerable in the back. You get bonus damage, which is fine. I don't know. Why am I even overthinking this? I don't even play this competitively. I don't know. I just sitting here from the sidelines, it just sucks seeing it. But, I mean, it's there. Deal with it. If not, bow out. That's all you're going to have to do. You're going to have to play the cheap stuff if you want that money. That's all I can say. Or learn how to play who's ever really considered really good in the game. That's just how it's going to have to be.
Yep, you're just gonna have to play top tier.
Just because you play top tier doesn't mean you're going to win all the time.
You know, it just means you can see the same characters over and over again, and this, especially in this game, because this is a clear top tier characters, and you see them obnoxiously in ranked. I mean, that's why people got tired of the game, just because there's a handful of characters that basically run the whole game. And it's like that's all you're gonna fight. That's all you're gonna see. And it just and people just got bored with it and just said, nah, and just left.
Here's hoping it can get fixed or whatever. But folks, I think that's gonna be it for us on this episode. A little bit shorter than some of our others, but any final thoughts, Mr. Chris?
I wish we can get Dragon Ball Fighters too. I wish they would have took everything they did with this one, because all Dragon Ball Fighters needed was give the characters the ability to transform like they do now in Spark and Zero, and tweak a couple of things. And I think that game would actually sell better than Spark and Zero.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In Dragon Ball Fighters, was it only Frieza that could do that?
What, transform?
Yeah, he went to Golden Frieza. That was his install.
I think
super.
he can do it. He can do it. Cooler can do it. It's a couple of characters that can do it, but like Goku and them can't just go Super Saiyan. I guess you pick base Goku and he can go Super Saiyan and like go through the levels.
Oh no, I'm talking about like in fighters. Like Goku doesn't.
I'm talking about like in fighters. Like you can't just pick like regular Goku and he just goes Super Saiyan because you got enough meter to do it. Like that's what I would want them to do in fighters. Like, okay, I can play base Goku, and then if I have 2 or 3 bars, I can go Super Saiyan. And I can keep going up through his Super Saiyan transformation depending on how much meter I have.
Well, here's hoping they do it. If they make another one.
I don't even know, because Bandai Namco right now is hurting. Is financially hurting right now.
Yes and no, but we'll see what the future holds. But folks, y'all have a wonderful night or morning, whichever it may be for you.
Yep, and hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Or whatever your particular country celebrates at that time of the year.
Be careful shopping.
You ain't have to worry about that. Ain't nothing good out there.